Karoline Leavitt just admitted on video to at the podium. Ugh, gross. Karoline Leavitt, yes, a leaked sexy video. Sexy being a very generous air quotey word there. And we're not okay. We didn't need that. We don't want that. And unfortunately, I fear you're going to see it too. People keep insisting Karoline Leavitt is in way over her head. Yeah, big shocker there. Have you seen her up there? Have you watched Karoline Leavitt ever?
The press does only want to make the president look bad. That's a fact, especially you. Just have a quick statistic here on energy that I found fascinating, and it's obviously true because I'm saying it up here.
These are not press conferences. Every time I watch her videos, she spends half the time picking petty fights with Caitlin Collins.
We expect you to cover that as you should, Caitlin.
Who intimidates the heck out of Karoline. And then the other half, she's usually proving her absolute, unquestioning loyalty, unwavering loyalty to Donnie Dumb. Karoline Leavitt just broke character. We now have the most cringe video yet of Karoline Leavitt. I am so sorry that I'm going to be the one to show you this because it is weird. It is gross. She's so try hard. She's trying to be sexy. It's awful. She's humiliated. She's embarrassed. This is her biggest self-own yet. And this video is painful to watch, but we're finally getting a glimpse into her other persona. The act finally slipped. Karoline Leavitt, in her weirdest moment yet, is where everything falls apart. She's humiliated. Every day, Karoline Leavitt walks into the White House briefing room in her finest Amazon Prime blazer. Literally, it always looks like it arrived from China just 2 days prior with free shipping, America first, as they do. And while in that briefing room, she steps up to her little podium and she asks the American people to believe one more thing that just completely strains whatever shred of credibility she thinks she has left. She tells reporters, don't believe your own eyes. And then she acts offended when they ask obvious questions. This woman expects Americans to accept every talking point without question, while she just tries to pass herself off as like this polished face of America and American values and traditional family values and the moral high ground. She wants us to forget that she is closer in age to her newborn baby than she is to the man she married. That's her choice. She married her 60-something-year-old landlord. Karoline Leavitt, by the way, Karoline Leavitt is 28 years old. And now with this video, the jig is up because we found a video that is so gross. It completely breaks character. She's in this tiny little red number. It feels like it belonged to a completely different person. It's awkward. It is so deeply try hard. I've never seen somebody try so hard to be sexy and just destroy whatever image they were trying to protect. And honestly, I wasn't sure. I was like, is this satire? Is this Drewski? Is this supposed to be serious? The worst part of this is not that it exists. It's that it's not AI and that somebody actually captured it. A person captured this video over her looking down, and they watched it. And then they literally decided, I'm not going to destroy this. I'm going to upload it, where it made its little way over to us and soon to you, I fear. I'm going to show you. And I now can't watch another White House press briefing without thinking about it. And once you see it, you can't either. You'll never be the same again. So enjoy these next couple minutes while you still can. And real quick, if you're new here, I'm Loren Piretra. Willa Piretra and I, we do this every single day out of pure principle. And as a measure to keep you safe from Stephen Little Bitch Miller. Stephen Little Bitch Miller is scurrying about any given moment. If you hear a little click, click, click in the walls, or a little drip, drip, drip from your tub or your sink, you didn't quite turn the faucet all the way off, that will attract Stephen Miller. He is thirsty. So I need you to stay safe. I need you to subscribe. Find us wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you listen or watch, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Give us a 5-star rating. Leave us a comment, 6 words or more. Save, share this video, hype, and stay safe from Stephen Little Bitch Miller. So before we get to Karoline, can we just talk for a second about all the nuttiness in the MAGA woman sphere right now? Today, we got a Mitch McConnell new hostage photo drop. And it's always a hostage photo and never a hostage video, am I right? And people are already tearing this apart. They're saying, why? Like, they're looking at his wife's hand and they're like, that looks highly suspicious to me. It kind of looks masculine and there's a watch on it. It just feels a little off. I'm not buying it. I still think he's dead as a doorknob, if you're asking me. So weird. And that's not the only weird thing that's been going down today, because we also now have a new drop from Trump's diaper caddy. Yes. Bribe Force One, getting off of it. And who do we see in the background? Natalie Harp, his mistress, lover, the woman who, where did she sleep? In the locker room on his property at one point. That's how desperado she was. So gross, but pretty crazy that Melania couldn't even be bothered to show up at the White House Correspondents' Dinner reboot this weekend. She just can't stand being around Trump, which is the most relatable thing about her. So shout out to her for that. But unfortunately, she's still deeply complicit in this administration and all the horror. A lot of people are looking at this diaper caddy video. They're looking at this Mitch McConnell proof of life hostage photo. And they're thinking, okay, a lot of people trying to prove a lot of something. And that's surely one way to interpret it. But now it's time for the interesting part. So I got to show you what Karoline was doing around the same time this video came out.
Peacefully, in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Let's do this.
Preach.
There she is, praying, leading a group prayer before heading out to help Donnie Dump cover up the Schmepstein files, just as Jesus, the good Lord, would have wanted. Just another day of attacking people, protecting the worst people in power ever, and doing anything for the PDF files to stay in power. Now, you got to see this video, and we're getting close to the main event here. But this is a side of Karoline Leavitt that you might not have seen before. Ugh. I love how she, like, without fail, always has that gaudy ass cross on. So, okay, Karoline is clearly trying to be somebody at all times. And it's just doing a really fantastic job of making us all uncomfortable. I don't want to hear that, like, leftists and Dems are not hot and that, like, MAGA people are the way, because, guys, come on. She doesn't have an upper lip to save her life in that video. Critics swear Karoline's not going to last. They think she's going to crack under the pressure. But look what happens when real money is on the line. Prediction markets, they're telling a completely different story. And shout out to Polymarket for supporting today's video. Right now on Polymarket, most people are betting she will not leave the Dump administration before 2027. Prediction markets are showing that 78% of people are looking at her track record and saying, nah, she's a lifer. She's not going anywhere. The market sentiment seems to be that her loyalty to Donnie Dump, her willingness to completely snap at the press corps, has her securely locked into her role. The current odds, they're only sitting at about a 22% chance that she finally bows. So I guess her blind loyalty outweighs the daily embarrassment of her job. And that might all change after today's video, because she's probably going to want to bail after this. This is the moment that Karoline Leavitt lets the mask slip and gets real weird real fast.
Okay, my question is, what is something about you that nobody knows, other than the people that are close to you?
I don't.
Are you a funny person or are you a boring person?
I don't think people realize that I am silly. I'm funny, I think.
From a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, because when I'm out at the podium, I'm like getting after it. But I'm not like that in real life. So, you know, you just have to get to know me to know the real me.
She's actually a total dork.
So silly, so funny. I have to be honest. I could have gone my entire life without watching Karoline Leavitt from an upward angle, trying to be hot. I didn't need that. Nobody asked for this. Nobody woke up this morning and was like, you know what's missing from my life? Karoline Leavitt speaking softly, giggling off cue in a glam chair confessional. No, I don't need to see you more than I already do, Karoline Leavitt. That was disgusting. I'd actually prefer to spend less time hearing Karoline Leavitt trying to convince the internet that she's cute and silly, and more time having her release the Schmepstein files. Talk to your boss about that. How about that? That would have been a much better use of everyone's afternoon. Respectfully, Karoline Leavitt, I don't think I need to see a video like that ever again. We're good. We don't need that. We don't need you auditioning for the role of sexy whatever that was. That was weird. We're busy here trying to survive. We're trying to get healthcare for the people. I have to call back the marketplace. And, you know, if anything we want from her, it's not a glam session. It's the Schmepstein files, Karoline. So can we get those soon, please? Again, I'm Loren Piretra. Willa Piretra and I, we're pushing through, and we can't do this without you. So make sure you leave a comment, 6 words were, and whatever. You get it. We'll be back.